Yeah. Okay. Hello. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? Philip, Francois, Carol, Carol Williams. Listen, I have decided to record this little video to explain to some people that have been asking me how it is to back to 1922, 1933 with the fascism in Italy and the Nazis in Germany. Well, it is what it is. Fascism and Nazism, they're here. This is a state that does condone those. I call it conduct disturbances. They're just distortions of human existence. They are they are like cancers. They're like COVID. They're like COVID that find a space to occupy, and then destroy the space. A lot of times it killed, a lot of times it mangled, a lot of times it gives comorbidities for the future. So that's basically what we have. Okay, in 2018, under a lot of pressure from the media and the rich people in Brazil, who are the most obnoxious and nauseating people in the world. Rich people in the world. That's well, people because rich people stinks anyway. That's why they spend so much money in colognes and perfume, uh, to hide their natural stench of greed and murders and bodies in decomposition because it's all attached in a big chain to them. They are the ones that provoke misery, death, and destruction of societies and governments, so they can get richer and richer and richer, and then some of them just get inside of a giant dildo and with balls and everything and fly into the space just to go into the space because they have billions to spend instead of expending this money to make life better here. They go up there. If you guys have watched Don't Look Up, yeah, I think they're just testing the way for when the shit here goes down. Really, they're gonna take their spaceship and go to a place where they're gonna be eaten by some kind of creatures, some kinds of creatures. So anyway, rich people, it's like that, and here they even worse because Brazil was the last country in the world to abolish slaves, including after the Succession War lost by the South. The emperor then, that was before the Republic, we had an emperor. The emperor has sent a letter to General Lee asking him, because of the loss of the war and their alleged aristocracy. It's a joke. Uh, Georgians and Alabamians being part of aristocracy. This is too much for my taste. But anyway, so what happened is the emperor sent them a letter, invite them to come to live in Brazil because we were a country that still allowed slaves, that still consider a certain group of people superior to the majority, that do consider that in a fuck somebody was made better than others in other fucks. But that fuck was better because it was in a very nice bed, in a very nice house, in a very nice plantation with not very nice fucking black people being beaten up every day and having to work at exhaustion. So anyway, so that's what the emperor of Brazil did. That's why we have so many cities in Sao Paulo with American colonies in the state of São Paulo, and those people, they came to here because in the south it's Nazi land. Only Nazis migrate to the south because of the border with Argentina and Paraguay, so they could escape if somebody would want to some kind of a international law would try to get them, so they could fly or run across the bridge to Argentina, to Paraguay, and then Argentina. So, but in São Paulo, which is the worst state of Brazil in terms of is the richest and is the most packed with scumbags, with this kind of inhumane people, people that have no empathy with the misery of, not even with the 650,000 that have died here due to COVID, incompetence, negligence, and corruption. Could have been a lot less people if it wasn't for those three factors: incompetence, negligence, and corruption. So what's going on? It's that this is it's thriving in Brazil. Nazism and fascism and misogyny and racism and all those things that come into like this Christmas tree of shit, that is the Nazism and the fascism. Those two Christmas trees. Those people are hanging in there. So they're indivisible from them. They are there. One of the things that's ridiculous, it's to have Nazis in Brazil because we're mixed up to the bone. Our DNA is mixed. Everything is mixed here. There is no uh, let's say a selection, a segregation here from those kind of individuals. So they're here. They're in the midst of the society. Here, it's just a bunch of people together. It's not a society. It's a bunch of people together. So in 2018, they elected this Nazi fascist that he admitted himself that he is. So he is what he's doing is that he changes all the laws, the nature protection laws, the consumer protection laws, the all the civilization that was starting very slowly to start to emerge here. So he brought us back to the 17th century with all his with his Taliban's from those neo Pentecostal traps, because that's what they are. They're traps to take money from people. Brazil is the perfect storm. You have crooks and idiots, and they mingle. The idiots supporting the crooks, and the crooks are supporting this government. They're giving to this government all the back that it needs. It's a known government. It's not a government. It's a known government. So we have all sorts of. There would be comic if they wouldn't really, really, really be tragic. Starting with the number of deaths, 650,000, with the fact that we don't have an estimate of this new phase of the pandemic, because a hacker got into the health minister and screwed up everything. So that was in December. So we still have no accounts of the number of people that are dying every day, and they are. That's why they're hiding. This new COVID strain. It's not as nocive, not as murderous as the others, but we don't know yet what the future will bring. Like the other ones, the three before, we know it gives all sorts of things, from loss of palate, from loss of nose, from loss of control of the limbs, from cardiac problems, mental problems, psychological problems, and physical problems in all aspects. But this one, but we don't know in the future. What does the future will bring us from this omega, whatever? It's fucking shit. Doesn't matter. It's COVID, and it's here. And fortunately, people that are not taking the vaccine are the ones that are being most affected, which is very good. I hope they die, but they're not going because this Omicron, it's not lethal at this point. We already had one dead, but this Omicron is not as deadly as the other ones. But it's affecting the idiots that are not taking the vaccine. I have taken all three shots, all three, plus the influenza because we're having an epidemic of influenza. I took 2 shots, and also we have a cold, a common cold. So we have now COVID, influenza, and cold, and we have a government that don't give a shit for people. They're just making themselves rich and richer and richer and richer and richer. So when the shit hits the fan, they move to Miami because all the criminals that have run away from this country because of problems with the law, somehow they got problems with the law. I just fucking ridiculous. They moved to the United States. They are living in America. Alan dos Santos, which has been searched by the FBI, by the Interpol, and I hope by the FBI. I'm not going to talk the name of those guys because they're nauseating, but they're there. They're in America, enjoying life, the money that they stole, and untouched and unpunished. But life is hard, and then we all die. And I hope these people die in a lot of pain. That not even morphine takes the pain away into the last second. I hope they die in a lot of fucking pain. But so, what I want to tell you basically is that what I said before is that we are in the back to the 17th century because this guy associated him with the stupidity of the Neo Pentecostal church, the idiots, and the crooks. The military in Brazil, they're not military because they never seen war. They're bunched together. I have a name for them here, but there is no translation in English. They're a gang. They're a gang that have been blackmailed in Brazil since 1889, when they proclaimed the republic, deposed the fucking emperor, and gave us 2 dictatorships, one after the other, 2 military dictatorships. So that's the story of Brazil in a nutshell. We are a nutshell for dictators, and now we have a new one, which was elected, like Mussolini was elected. Hitler was not elected, but he got his party, the Nazi party, got so many seats that he had to be uh, appointed to the position of prime minister of chancellor of Germany. So it's a thing that is hard for other countries, like civil countries to understand what's the concept. You guys there having a good idea in America. You guys in Canada, we are also having problems with you because one of your companies have just polluted with cancerous effluents rivers in the interior of Canada is doing it. Mining companies, Canadian mining companies. In the future, I'll describe it better. But that's Google it, and you'll find it. And you guys in America know what it is because of Trump. With the Bosa shit, that's how I call it. Bosa shit. It's a Trump, a third world Trump. The only difference is Trump. It's a communicator. Bosa Fezes, it's not. He opened his mouth, that filthy mouth of his, and it's a catastrophe. It's a catastrophe. Trump had this going for him because he could speak in public. He fooled people. Boso Fezes didn't spoke to anybody except to his cattle That's how we call his voters here. He only spoke to his cattle, but he never went to a debate because of the knife that some. It's a very weird story. He got stabbed, and but nobody knows the extension of it. And now he's using the stabbing again for preparation for the next election in 2022 this year in October first round and November second. So what happened is that Brazil is going to take another 150 years to recuperate from those 4 years because he's going all the way to the end. For those 4 years from this criminal and his gang, and his mob and his henchmen, they are all here. They all doing all sorts of things. They're very detrimental to the structure of a country, to the construction of a country, to the maintenance of democracy. And the military, the scumbag with uniforms, they're here supporting him because they got very high salaries now because they lost 7,000 of them were put in civilian positions within the government, within the apparatus of the state. So those people are there, and they're doing all sorts of crap. They're incompetent, they're negligent, they don't care, they just want to. They have a payment for being military, and then now they have a payment for the position they're occupying. So there is resistance here about all this. Yeah, from blah blah blah. No resistance like I want it, like I care. Resistance of putting these people I call revenge. I want revenge for everything they did. I lost a son. I lost a son on this COVID shit. It was mostly his fault because he didn't believe it. He was a negationist. He said no to mask, no. But it was my son, and he died because he was too stupid to understand the reality of this disease at that time. That disease. So, what I want to tell you in reality is that this is not a place to come. This is not a place to come. People are talking about now the government of Rio, Carnival. They're not satisfied with the consequences of New Year's, of Christmas and New Year's agglomeration. They're not. They put people to work, poor people to work, because rich people or remaining people that make good money yearly, they stay in home office. The poor people had to go take buses, trains, all packed and shit, and they expose themselves a lot more. Those people now we're talking about Carnival. They say that they can control the entrance. They're only going to have the samba school parade. They don't learn because on the first stages of this disease in 2 years and 1 year ago, um, every time they made agglomerations, the number of cases spiked. So they don't learn or they don't care. I'm more like they don't care. And then what happened is that they're talking about now carnival and more agglomerations and more people getting together and no control because they say that there will be control of vaccination. They don't do that. So I'm telling you, my friends, don't come to Brazil. Stay away from this place. Stay away from this place because this place is what we call a dump. And it's a dump that is killing people. And we are having now an influx because we're in the summer, but it's been raining every day. So just for that, don't come. But don't come because the COVID is everywhere. You have people that they're not wearing masks. People they're not. People they're not using alcohol gel anymore. People they're not keeping the distance. Yeah. So don't come here. And I'm telling you to you all that this is what a moment when you should reflect about your own selves. I recommend you. I'm not going to tell you what to do because you're all adults. So if you don't want to take the vaccine, okay, stay at home. Don't infect other people. Don't stay, besides infecting other people, don't create with other people like you that don't take the vaccine. Because every time you spit on a conversation among each other, among yourselves, among each other, um, you raising the possibility of a new genetic creation of another strain of this virus. So I recommend you, if you don't want to vaccinate, don't kill other people. Don't expose other people to your option. So I do recommend the vaccination. I do recommend the mask. I do recommend the alcohol to clean your hands. I do recommend the social distancing. I do recommend all that because it worked. I've seen it work and it does work. So what doesn't work, it's to believe that I'm immune. I'm not going to have it, and it's just a little cold, like the idiot that is president said on the beginning. It's just a little cold. It's going to kill 700 people. That's it. 650,000. So, but for a guy that when he was before he was a congressman for 28 years, and he said he was an outsider. He was a congressman for 28 years, and he used to go to fifth 11th level television shows, saying that the dictator before should have killed more than 30,000. Now he broke the record, killed 650,000. So he used to say that he used to fuck bestiality, abnormality, bestiality. He used to fuck chickens when he was young, and probably sheep too, and whatever had a hole because he was living in the rural areas of Brazil where women was difficult, and also he was not very, you know, appealing to a woman. It was a kind, like I used to say, there's women that justify masturbation. Between you and my hand, I go with my hand. And on his case, that women that should think, oh fuck, I prefer to masturbate than get near this piece of shit. So that's I'm not preaching. I don't want to preach to anybody, but I do recommend, sincerely, intellectually, I recommend people to get vaccinated. So I will try to keep more videos sending in English to explain. Even it helps me to practice because I'm just mostly listening to English here because I watch TV. I don't watch Brazilian television, so everything I watch here it's related to movies without being dubbed or with writings. I forgot no with yeah, writings, translation writings. Yeah, I know the name is other, but I'm old. Forgive me to have lived so much. Anyway, so what happened is those people, please do understand. We live in a globalized world. We take planes and go here, go here, which is ridiculous in Brazil because they try. Look what money is. Money. Look what money does. They, we were still in the pandemic, and then with an epidemic of influenza. What they did, they allow cruise ships, cruise ships, those bombs of bacteria. Now they're bombs of virus too. Woohoo! Besides venereal diseases and and all sorts of crap that goes over there, bacterias and cruises are cruises are crazy, fucking crazy. But they allow people to take cruises here, and they sent 5 ships out. The 5 ships got back with cases of COVID, starting from the crew all the way down to passengers. So people are stupid, but it doesn't mean that we all have to be. It doesn't mean that we all have to be. If you're not stupid, don't act as such. Just do what it is socially and technically and scientifically sound. Don't go for you know WhatsApp and Facebook and none of this shit. Don't go for this crap. Instagram and Twitter, stay away from this shit. YouTube, you can select. Over there, you are attacked on those. Your life is it's just vasculated. People, it's invaded by everything you put there. Every picture you take and you post on Facebook becomes Zuckerberg's property. It's not yours anymore. It becomes his property. Go read the terms of agreement. It's there. So anyway, I wish you all are okay. You all have gone through those days, those years, um, unscathed. Um, you know, without having any problems, without losing any loved ones. And I recommend you all to not come to Brazil again. I have to emphasize that. Don't come to Brazil. Brazil, it's not a place to be visited. Think Biafra, Bangladesh. Think Africa, Congo during the Belgian period. Don't do that. Don't come because you're going to expose yourself and the people that come with you to stupidity, greed, lots of greed, lots of stupidity, lies in rich and abundantly in lies. So please don't come here. All my love to all of you. My friendship, it's always here. Thank you for people that have sent me messages from Christmas and New Year's, and you know I'm very grateful for your friendship. And Carol, all my love to you. Take care of yourself and be good. Be very good to yourself because you deserve. Okay? Hi, people. I'll try to come back as soon as I can and send you news about what's going on here. Unless I go for undercover weatherman type because I'm feeling kind of uncomfortable. So I have to do something about it. People that knows me knows how I must be feeling living in a Nazi fascist state. Okay, take care, you all, and be good to yourselves and to who deserve.